Okay, so Exponents Review is our title. Some stuff's reviewing, but we're going to apply them to harder situations, and some of these can get pretty tricky. First thing I want to talk about is your bases. What is your base? So, for example, if we have -2 in brackets to the exponent 3, that equals -2 times -2 times -2. So our final result, what is it? -8. Okay, so it's important to know that here your base is -2 because of the brackets. But check this out. Now we don't have brackets. So what's your base? Well, it's simply a 2 times 2 times 2. The negative sign just stays in front. You can probably, if you want, put brackets around that whole multiplication sentence. You don't have to. It won't make a difference. It still equals -8. Okay. So you have to be aware of what is your base. Now let's compare that. Okay, we know -2 cubed equals -8. But what about -2 to the exponent 4? Well, let's write this out. -2, -2, -2. There should be 4 of them. That's what our exponents mean. Now, what's our answer? Positive 16. Okay. So, if you have a negative base, what happens when you have an odd exponent? Yeah, you'll get a negative answer. But the next example, we saw an even exponent. And what kind of answer did we get? Positive answer. But beware. Pardon me? Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Good job, Alina. So if you have -2, no brackets, -2 to the positive 4, there's no brackets. So your base is 2. Okay. Yeah, I'm writing a little bit different, but still, there's a negative sign in front. That's a -16. Okay, so that's the exception. Okay. So what I do, beware, some calculators will add brackets to a -2. Okay, so they'll add brackets, which is wrong. Okay, so you have to be careful. So what I like to say is never use a negative base. Instead, know the rule. And the rule I'm talking about is this one right here. Okay. Odd exponents and even exponents. Okay, so you gotta know the rule or rules. Okay. Any questions? Now that's just like prior knowledge you really, really need to know. Okay, the basic stuff. All right. So why don't you try it right now? On your calculator, put in -2 to the exponent 4 and see what your calculator does. Does your calculator give you positive 16? Some will. So you got to beware. And others will give you the correct answer of -16. All right. So if you pick up a different calculator, you might not know what it's doing. So you can always check it, right? You can always check it. Try -4 squared. Does your calculator give you positive 16 or -16? Negative. Okay. What about this -2 cubed? Yeah, every single calculator should give you -8 on that, no matter what it does. Okay, because it's an odd exponent. Okay. All right, so let's start our rules. That's just our general knowledge. Rule number 1, if we have a base of x with the exponent a, and we multiply it by the same base, what do we do with our exponents? Add them up. Okay. Quick example of that rule. 3 squared times 3 exponent 4. What does that equal? 3 exponent 6. Right? Simple. Now you can go to your calculator, but we'll do it not right now. Actually, yeah, let's try right now. So what does that equal on your calculator? So some people will be looking for a y to the x or an x to the y button, or a lot of the newer ones, they use the upside down v. Okay, so you just go 3 exponent button 729. Okay. You guys okay? Let's go on then. Number 2, let's go xa divided by the same base, exponent b. What do we do for division? Subtract. Okay. So quick example. 5 to the exponent 6 divided by 5 exponent 2. What does that equal? 5 exponent 4. Go to the calculator real quick. Just double check you can do that. 625. Good to go. Any questions? Okay. Next one, number 3. So now we're going to have x exponent a to a power b. Now this is one where it's really simple, but we can get some harder ones where you're unsure. What does that equal? Yeah, you multiply them. So a times b. Okay. So example, 4 squared to the exponent 5 equals 4 exponent 10. Okay. So let's try some harder ones now. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. Here's some examples. Let's try this. -2 exponent 3 times -2 the exponent 4 divided by -2 to the exponent 5. Okay. So what I want you to do is show me your work with your exponents, then write as a single power, and then evaluate. Okay. So 3, 4, and 5. What should you do? So it should be 3 plus 4 minus 5. -2 the exponent positive 2. Final answer. Volunteers? Austin? Perfect, 4. Okay. Let's try this one. Okay. x7 y2 all to the exponent 5. So the example B. What have we got? X to the exponent 35, y to the exponent 10. Okay. Let's try C, a little bit harder. 4x squared y to the exponent 5. How do you even start? what's the exponent on the 4? We don't see it. It's never written, but it's always there. 1. Don't forget about your hidden 1 exponent. What's the exponent on the y? 1. So what do we have to do with the 5? Multiply it in. Okay. So it's going to be 4 exponent, 1 times 5, x exponent, 2 times 5, y exponent, 1 times 5. Okay. Whenever you're doing these, always think of the multiplication. Okay. Any questions? Okay, let's go on then. Rule number 4, this is just an extension. If we have x over y, all to the exponent b, that equals x b y b. Okay, so it multiplies in. Exponents multiply, sorry. Exponents multiply. Okay, so it's just kind of an extension of the earlier rule. But let's just try it out here. If we have x6y squared over w cubed all to the exponent 5, what does that equal? I'll give you a second. This is just using exponent rule. You don't know any values, so you can't do BEDMAS right now. Yeah, I'll show you an example with BEDMAS at the end. How's that? Okay. So this would be x exponent 30, y exponent 10, w exponent 15. Let's try another one. 3 x squared over 4y all to the exponent 2. So 3 exponent 1 times 2. I'm showing tons of work here because a few people are away, so when they see the notes, I want them to know what we did. Okay, and so that equals 9x4 over 16y squared. Thumbs up, thumbs down, in the middle. Let me know. Okay, good. Okay, so let's continue. I just got that copied down. Okay, so over here then, let's continue. Number 5, x to the exponent 0, what does that equal? 1, right? Anything to the exponent 0 is 1. So what about brackets? 4x bracket 0, what does that equal? 1. Okay, if you think you guys are so smart, what about 4 times x exponent 0, what does that equal? Yeah. 4 times 1, right? Only the x has the exponent 0, so the answer is 4. Okay, so be careful with the 0 exponent. Watch your brackets. Okay. I think we're ready for negatives now. Yeah, let's go. Rock and roll. Number 6. X to the exponent negative a. That equals 1 over x to the exponent positive a. So all we do is we flip it over a fraction line. That's it. And we have to put a 1 up top to make it a fraction. Okay, that 1 changes nothing. Now if we already have it in a fraction, okay, then we take it out of the fraction. Okay, and the 1 just disappears. Okay. Let's do some examples. say we have 3 to the negative 2. That equals 1 over 3 squared. Right, now we don't have a negative exponent. And then we evaluate 1 over 9. So we evaluate at the end for that. Okay. Let's try some letters. X negative 2, y cubed over x 4, y 7. So let's take care of, use your exponent rules. What do we do when we divide the x's? We would subtract our exponents. So negative 2 minus 4. For the y, it would be 3 minus 7. Right? We're just subtracting. So this equals x exponent negative 6, y exponent negative 4. Okay. Now you have to fix your negative exponents. So here's your fraction line, x6 on the bottom, y4 on the bottom. Okay. Try this. What if some didn't have a negative exponent? Say we had just like x negative 6, y cubed over v2 w negative 3. What would you do then? Because you can never have negative exponents in a final answer. Major faux pas. So, w comes up top, x goes to the bottom. And the ones that have a positive exponent just stay there. You only change the base with a negative exponent. Okay, so those are some mistakes that we can kind of come across. Okay. How you guys doing? I threw a lot at you. A lot of it's review, but some stuff we're kind of shaky on, so that's why it's a little challenging. You guys ready for one more mean one? Yeah? Won't be that mean. Let's try this example. Negative 3, negative 4 times negative 3 to the exponent 2 divided by negative 3 to the exponent negative 3. Just a little teaser. See what you think. So, kind of come up with your exponents right there. Fix them up. That'd be the good start, right? Adding or subtracting. That's all you're doing with your exponents. Okay, so negative 3 exponent 1. Are you allowed to have brackets in your final answer? Absolutely not. So the question is, does the negative sign stay or does it go? Is the exponent odd or even? How does that change things? Taryn, what do you think? You don't know? Take a guess. Is your exponent odd or even? Even. So that means there's going to be a negative sign just floating out. It's not going to pair up. So it's going to be negative 3. Right? There you go. Final answer.